Malacanang has declared the Philippines as having the best testing policy in the whole of Asia and probably in the whole world, and gave the government's COVID-19 response a very good grade of 85%. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said that the government deserves such grade because it was able to tame the millions of possible coronavirus infections as predicted by experts after it placed areas of the country under community quarantine, keep the Philippines' COVID-19 death rate low, and prevent the health system from getting overwhelmed.
So all in all, I think we deserve a very good grade. I would give it a grade of 85%. We clearly have the best testing policy in the whole of Asia and probably in the whole world because we have exceeded 3 million. No? And as a percentage of total population, ano na po yan, no? Lubos-lubusan na yan dun sa sinasabi nilang 3%, no? Na dapat matest ang population. At patuloy pa po tayo, no? So dadami po tayo, and I think we will have the highest number of testing, one of the highest in the whole world. So that's clearly our biggest strength.
Roque, however, also admitted that the government still needs to brush up its contact tracing efforts and increase the isolation facilities if the plan to implement no home quarantine policy proceeds. Meanwhile, in Calabarzon and Bulacan, the COVID-19 cases have been multiplying, with clustering of cases recorded in more than 400 areas. Health USEC Maria Rosario Vargaire said clustering of cases was recorded in 382 areas in Calabarzon, where 358 of them in communities, 6 in hospitals and health facilities, and 4 in jails. While in Bulacan, clustering of cases was reported in 58 communities and 2 jails. But according to Vergaire, the clustering of cases could be due to expanded testing and efficient contact tracing. As of September 20, DOH has logged 286,743 COVID-19 cases, where 51,894 are active, 229,865 have recovered, and 4,884 died. The Supreme Court en banc has dismissed a petition that sought to compel the Philippine government to conduct free coronavirus mass testing amid the raging pandemic. In a 13-1 vote, the High Court outright junked the plea filed by 11 individuals, led by former Social Welfare Secretary Judy Taguiwalo and representatives of the National Union of People's Lawyers or NUPL. The petition filed on July 3 had sought for a writ of mandamus to order the government to implement COVID-19 mass testing in the country for free. Petitioners say that the Duterte administration was not fulfilling its constitutional duty to protect and promote the right to health of the people and instill health consciousness among them. But the SC says in its ruling that it cannot dictate how another branch of the government should do its job. The High Tribunal also cited the petitioners' failure to exhaust all administrative remedies that could warrant the granting of their appeal. Meanwhile, the NUPL expressed dismay on the High Court's decision, adding that they are still planning to file a motion for reconsideration.
We're not disheartened by the decision, but we will continue to fight for the people's right to health and right to information amid the pandemic.
Following the report of the Department of Justice-led probing task force, President Rodrigo Duterte approved filing complaints against Philippine Health Insurance Corporations or PhilHealth top executives, including former President and CEO Ricardo Morales over alleged corruption schemes. In his late-night public address on Monday, Duterte expressed the necessity to resolve the scandal as it placed the Filipino people in jeopardy.
The issue of PhilHealth and corruption was really an important issue to the Filipinos and to everybody. And everybody, again, is also placed in jeopardy by the actions of the officials.
Senate President Vicente Tito Soto III advised Duterte during a Congress meeting on Wednesday to let Secretary of Finance take over PhilHealth Board following the plan of the President to dismantle the agency.
Ang primary function naman ng PhilHealth is that of an insurance business, and therefore it should be the Secretary of Finance and not the Secretary of Health chairing the board.
Meanwhile, Department of Justice assessed possible lapses of Francisco Duque III, being the ex-official PhilHealth chairman of the board, due to limited time and access to internal operational commands. It can be recalled that issues over reimbursement of cash advances under fortuitous events prior to its effectivity and the purchase of alleged millions worth overpriced IT equipment have pushed Congress to investigate the agency. President Rodrigo Duterte retained the original 1-meter physical distancing for passengers, according to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque. In an interview with the People's Television Network or PTV, Roque said that Duterte have weighed the recommendations from different personnel as the officials from the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases or IATF-EID failed to reach a consensus.
Decision na po ang presidente kahapon. Ang decision po ng presidente, mananatili po ang 1-meter social distancing sa pampublikong transportasyon. Paulitin ko po, ang decision ng ating presidente ay panatiliin po muna ang 1-meter social distancing sa pampublikong transportasyon, nasasamahan din ng pagsuot ng mask, ng face shields, bawal po ang salita at bawal po pagkain at pagsasanitize po ng mga pampublikong transportasyon.
Earlier this week, the government mandated a gradual decrease of physical distance for public transportation starting from 0.75 meter until it was halted while waiting for the final verdict by the president. Along with the use of face masks and face shields, the World Health Organization's recommendation of 1-meter physical distancing will then be continuously implemented for public transport, while movement restrictions gradually ease for the economy. Despite numerous complaints on slow and unstable internet connection, Information and Communications Technology Secretary Gregorio Honasan states that the Philippines is not doing too badly in terms of internet speed last Tuesday.
Without going into figures, we are not doing too badly. Kaya lang po, naintindihan natin na napakahirap ito ipaliwanag sa taong bayan. No? Ang hinahanap nila is, bakit walang signal? Bakit walang internet? Pero no excuses po. Katulad ng sabi namin, nung hindi tayo magkita-kita, your DICT takes full responsibility.
This was stated during the House budget hearing on the 17 billion peso DICT budget proposal. According to DICT chief, the 17 billion pesos will be allotted for the construction of cell sites and other infrastructures to fasten internet speed. On the other hand, the said statement has gained mixed reactions from Solons. According to Senator Panfilo Lacson, the label should have been at least good enough, as most of the Filipinos rely on virtual communication in times of pandemic. Senator Sonny Angara also states that the government should take concrete measures in order to enhance internet speed while ensuring its affordability. However, Senator Tito Soto states that maybe Onasan is just being conservative in his estimates. The palace also backed the said statement.
Secretary Gringo Onasan was absolutely correct. It's not too bad compared to, or it's not bad compared to our neighbors. As in fact, it is better than what was stated by Secretary Onasan, as mentioned by former Yusek Rio. No, it's higher, a lot higher than what was mentioned by Secretary Onasan.
Meanwhile, Palace emphasized that the Philippines' internet speed is still yet to improve, especially with the president's closure threat to telco companies if they have not enhanced their services by December. Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR denies allegations on Friday that the reported fish kill in Baseco area was caused by the dumped crushed dolomite for the beach nourishment project of Manila Bay. DENR Undersecretary Benny Antiporda said that it is impossible that the fish mortality was due to the crushed dolomite, for it happened far from where the project is located. He also said that the alternative sand even helps in cleaning the water in the area, as its acid content neutralizes the water.
Well, kung naka-apekto, sasabihin ko po naka-apekto positively dahil ang dolomite po may lime content po siya na kung saan ang acid level po ay nakokontrol niya, nanoneutralize po ng ating pong dolomite stone. No po? But again, ang gusto pong sabihin ng taong bayan, kung yan po yung dahilan, dito po sa fish kill, napakalayo po ng fish kill. Nangyari po ito sa Baseco area kung saan meron pong nakaharang na mahabang breakwater. Kung ang fish kill po ay nangyari dito sa area po natin, doon po pupunta yung mga isdang patay doon po sa area natin, which is yun po ang pinaka-catch basin, lalo na't ganitong mayroon pong habagat. No po? Kaya imposible pong sa ating galing yan na yung dolomite ang nakamatay. No po? Imposible po yun.
In addition, investigation done by Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources or BIFAR found that the water's oxygen level in the Baseco area was too low, causing on fish mortality. Antiporda also inspected the dolomites and even placed some samples in an aquarium with fish to prove that the recent fish kill in Baseco has no connection with the ongoing project. However, using animals in experiments not expressly authorized by the Committee on Animal Welfare is prohibited under the Section 6 of the Animal Welfare Act.
Murray trying to get it. Shot clock winding down. Murray puts up a three. Bang! Jamal Murray from downtown. It's an 18-point...
For the second straight series, the Denver Nuggets erased a 3-1 disadvantage after stunning the championship favorites Los Angeles Clippers 104-89 in their NBA Game 7 second round matchup last Wednesday. Jamal Murray continued to lead the Nuggets in scoring-wise, dropping a game-high 40 points, while Nikola Jokic followed suit with a triple-double, 16 points, 22 rebounds, and 13 assists.
You know, we took a hit down 3-1. And like I said, we were resilient. We fought back, and we put them under pressure. And like Joker said yesterday, we play with no pressure. We go out there and hoop, we go out there and believe in each other.
Meanwhile, the tandem of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George only scored a combined 24-point game total for the Clippers. With this win, Denver became the first team in NBA playoffs history to come back from a 1-3 series deficit twice in a single postseason. Denver advanced to its first ever Western Conference Finals since 2009 and will face the LeBron James-led Los Angeles Lakers. Until next week, this has been EXplainED Express, delivering you the most pressing issues straight to your fingertips.